I have found what seems to be the next big face of Red Pill content, Mr. Organik.
This comeback is inevitable. This comeback is in the works. I will not fall. I will not quit. I will never stop believing. I will be the greatest.
Maybe he has something that a lot of these other Red Pill content creators don't have. Maybe he is different. Maybe he is the one that's going to bring us out of this dark age where the fresh and fits are going deep into the political sphere and going totally right-winged out. Maybe he'll bring us back to regular Red Pill content that's self-improving of man.
I retired my mama, she ain't gotta work. I'd rather build you a business, not buy a purse. Thank God for these millions, but never go to church. I pray my predecessors have my wealth when I leave this earth. Self-made millionaire, born to break the curse. Born with humble beginnings, but people had it worse. All I knew was a hustle, I had to start from dirt. In the free lunch line, then my stomach hurt.
Now, if that's what it's coming to, that shit is weird. Not only is Mr. Organik the same face, just different day, he is literally taking things up a notch, trying to become a internet sensation with his crazy outfits, flamboyant lifestyle, feminine ways, and just same old tired ass nasty talking points.
What's your age?
43.
Are you single?
Kinda, sorta, but not really, you know what I'm saying? I'm married to the game, brother.
I love the hustle.
A nigga like me, man, I love the game. I love the hustle, man.
You run into with dating women in Miami?
Man, I say the two B's, man, beautiful and broke. These women think because they bad, I give them access to a top-level individual like me. They should be banished and thrown in the moat with the crocodiles.
What do you have to offer a woman?
Everything she could want and need and dream of. You gotta understand, sir. I'm 6'6", 230, right? 10-inch or long, stiff, girth, veins.
Why does Mr. Organik always talk about himself like he's some sort of playable character in the Red Pill space, bro? Like the man's always yaps like he's a selectable character in Mortal Kombat.
No homo sapien, no Diddy, whatever you want to call it. And on that top of that, no kids, never drunk alcohol. So they gotta come with something that's gonna shock my core to make me be like, damn, she's the one. 'Cause I'm dropping big dog.
That's fair, I guess.
Hold on. How would a woman know that you're gonna drop a 10-incher on her if she hasn't even gotten to the bedroom with you?
That's the zestiest thing I've ever heard in my life. Look, we've covered a lot of Red Pill content on this channel, and I've been seeing a theme on this channel as far as the Red Pill creators go. As much as I may not like some of these guys, at least the Kevin Samuels of the world, the Tommy Sotomayor, these guys at least seem to be somebody who, you know, wouldn't want to be with a woman, is, you know, not so zesty. And don't get me wrong, I don't think that there's anything wrong with liking men, liking women, liking whatever you like whatever you like. I just find it really contradictory and really hypocritical that this man is sitting here as a bona fide Red Pill man talking about his masculine parts. I just think that that's so weird.
I'm 6'6", 230, right? 10-inch or long, stiff, girth, veins in it. No homo sapien, no Diddy, whatever you want to call it. And on that top of that, no kids, never drunk alcohol. So they gotta come with something that's gonna shock my core to make me be like, damn, she's the one. 'Cause I'm dropping big dog.
I understand describing how much of a top value man you are. You go into detail about, you know, having a good job, being a family man, you know, taking care of your mom, your cousins, etc., etc. And maybe alluding to the fact that you are, you know, good in bed. I don't know why you would ever want to tell a man that anyway. But to
Listen, I think with the advent of the internet, let's get into this really quick. The advent of the internet was first, all these media companies would feed you content, right? And then it got into the social media age where personalities would feed you content. But now it's gotten to the point where it's all these different niches and select categories are now creating content for specific niches, right? So now you have all these people who are taking on these personalities of these niches and making content around it. So you'll have like the person who's the herbalist. You'll have the person who's the herbalist who his entire personality or their entire personality is about the earth, Mother Nature, how they touch soil all day, how it's important to put mud in between your feet. And then you'll have the Red Pill community, which is all about dating and fancy cars and making a lot of money, and it becomes these people's entire personality. So they stop being able to think outside of this. It's almost as if they become robots. All they talk about is their whole entire ethos is masculinity. Masculinity becomes their personality, which is in a way isn't a bad thing. No one's saying don't be masculine, but what we're saying is don't make it your entire personality. Yes, you like to collect My Little Pony, but don't make your entire personality a pony. Don't walk around in a pony costume. That is ridiculous.
Be as descriptive as he is, big, long, girthy. That's insane. You shouldn't even be saying that. And what's even crazier is when the person who was doing the interview is asking, how does a woman know that he has a big, girthy dog on him? Does he want to sleep with him or something like that? I think that's so weird.
How would a woman know that you're gonna drop a 10-incher on her if she hasn't even gotten to the bedroom with you?
I mean, in the day, you're gonna see the way I walk, you're gonna see the way I talk. She know I'm coming with that BDE. That's that best ever. She ain't gonna never get nothing bigger and better than this, and she knows it. Uncompromisable greatness here. I am a super
bro. There's no more of me. I'm one of the ones.
So how does a super Negro of sorts please a woman in the bedroom?
Okay, Red Pill content has lost its mind. I feel like we're on a date and we shouldn't be watching this, but we should probably continue on because we're this far in. How does a super Negro please a woman in the bedroom? Okay, we curious now. I think the other guy's a little bit more curious in a more sexually inquisitive way, but
I think we're all curious. As a super Negro myself, I almost. I don't know. That was so ridiculous. I had to laugh. I like, what? Vance isn't even in a cape or costume. He just revealed his entire identity of being a super Negro. How are you gonna save the world if everybody knows who you are now? The man in the cape and the mask isn't doing it for you, fam. Everyone knows who you are. Super Negro, Mr. Organik.
But we're curious too, I guess.
I please her by allowing her to allow me to please myself, all within her, around her, inside her, on her face and everything like that. I want to paint her face like Basquiat. They like that. You got to get her nasty, brother. Toss my salad. Oh, you understand me? Yeah, eat that gooch up. I need everything done to me, baby.
Okay, so my suspicions have been confirmed. Red Pill content used to be about male self-improvement, you know, separating yourself from the trappings of life, the things that get you caught up, the things that derail you from your path, your purpose, you know, whatever the case may be, and bettering yourself. You know, go.
Yeah, but now it's not about that anymore. Now with the advent of the internet and Instagram being the world's largest dating app, it is now all about how much poom poom you can take down. As if that was ever a metric that concerned really being a man. As if taking down poom poom is the main authority of a man. Yes, it's our biological imperative. I understand. But aside from that, there's many different compartments that make up a man. His family values, what he's doing for the community, what he's able to do for the people around him and his family, how he's able to provide, because at the end of the day, all a man is a pool of resources, and is he able to help other people outside of himself. Yes, you can help out all these other broke women around you in your life, but at the end of the day, what are you doing as a man that values who you are? And taking down poom poom is only one of the pillars. And you don't even need to take down thousands of baddies. No one is saying that taking down 1,000 baddies, no one, you're not walking around with a meter on your forehead, fam. That's not what God said. Hey, yo, you took down 1,000 baddies. Yo, come quick to heaven, though. Come quick to heaven, though. Here's the VIP ticket to heaven. Come on up. Come on, man. You need to be a well-situated man, and a well-situated man has different values that make up who he is. His work life, his community, all these different things that are stated prior is what makes up a man. Not taking down baddies online, fam. Come on.
Going to the gym, getting some sort of career, getting some sort of profession, emotional stability, all that stuff, and then going back out into the dating game and not letting, you know, bad faith actors manipulate you when it comes to choosing who is your bride to be, your baby mama, or whatever. But now Red Pill content has just become a bunch of losers who grew up, found a way to make a lot of money or some sort of money. Well, it could be even borrowed for credit cards or whatever the case may be. And these men are in their mid to late 30s, hell, even 40s in some cases, like the dude that we just saw. And they go back to places and spaces where young women are to throw around money, to then complain about them only wanting money. But it's just them living out whatever loser fantasy they had about what they could be or should be, or becoming the literal thing that they said that they hated when they were younger. The thing that made women not be attracted to them is because there was an older man with money. They're literally now becoming that older man with money who is creeping on these younger girls.
What's your age?
I'm 34.
When it comes on to dating in Miami, what do you think women are looking for here?
Money, all right? You gotta have that bag right, man. And you should have that bag right anyways, because you shouldn't be trying to date unless you got your money right.
So is that why you brought a bag of money out here in Brickell?
First of all, he brought a bag of money out to Brickell. Could head to the strip club. We all know that. So right now you have this entire dating landscape where women are talking about 6 feet, 6 inches, 6-pack, all right, 6 figures, whatever the case might be. But what we have to understand is how did the dating landscape become like this? Well, the dating landscape became like this because men stopped being chivalrous, as we could say, because women didn't want chivalry anymore. When men started leading with their wallets and Instagram came up, it's the advent of social media. The advent of social media made it so that you don't have to date the plumber in your local area anymore. You can hop online, you can look at Tristan Tate, you can look at all the Tate brothers, you can look at Justin Waller, all these men online who are flashing around money. And so this became the prime objective because that's what men were flashing around. If men were flashing around beautiful, obedient, peaceful women, the entire marketplace would reflect that. Men dictate the dating marketplace. If they were online flaunting, hey, here's my wife that cooks me a beautiful meal every morning. Here's my wife that goes and fetches eggs on our farm, eco-friendly, organic. You know what I mean? If this is the mindset of men, the woman would reflect that and they would all now start being peaceful. But no, men said, yo, we get money now. We balling out. We gonna show them that we got it. She rejected me before, it don't matter. Now I got it. So now all these men are leading with money. The majority of men are leading with money. You have to get that straight through your head. A lot of these red pillars, this and that, they're paying for box. And so if they're paying for box, they're leading with their wallet because they have no sense of personality. They don't have any charisma. They ain't got no riz, no chat. So they're leading with the dumbest thing that they believe will get them this feminine attention, and it's money. And you have to understand something. Once you lead with money, the woman will only ever see you as a bank account. Anybody will only ever see you as a bank account. Doesn't matter. If you go out to a meetup of some sort with other people and the only thing you're talking about is money, 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 you're buying them drinks, you're buying them food. The next time they want to hang out with you and you're not bringing out money, they'll be like, yo, dog, I thought you were the guy who had it. I thought you were the man with the bag. You have to be careful out here, man. The whole landscape is because men are leading with the bag. Stop leading with the bag. Keep your bank account secret. What happened to only you in the bank knowing your bank statements, dog? Come on.
Tonight, this is what Miami is about. Get your money right, come out here, and then you can play, all right? Stay where you at if you ain't trying to come play hard, you know what I mean?
And how much is that in your hand right now?
It's like 150,000, you know, got another 150 on me in cash, so, you know what I'm saying?
Mind you, this is a middle-aged man walking around with...
Yeah, dude, this man's is walking around with people's salaries that they'll never touch ever. This man's walking around with $300,000. He is a walking op. Bro.
Straight cash. This is not even for the women at this point. This is just to flex on other men, to tell other men, hey, I've got all this. And mind you, I think this is pretty dangerous to say the least, but if this is what red pill content has become, we have totally gotten away from the